A movement disturbed Kwanda's catnap. "Don't move," she mumbled, eyes resolutely closed. Scott's hand returned to her shoulder. "It's getting dark, Kay. I just want to take a quick look outside." "Okay," she said, as he slowly disentangled himself from her. Kwanda fell full on the couch, half listening to her boyfriend as he moved towards the door. "Shit!" Kwanda opened her eyes. "What's wrong, baby?" "There's a hell of a lot of water in the street. Come see." Groaning, she got up and joined Scott, standing in the open doorway. The flowing water caused her to become fully awake. "Scott, I've never seen it this high." A trash can floated by. Scott turned to her. "Is it just me, or is the water flowing against the wind?" Mrs. Johnson called out from her chair. "What's up, baby girl? What you looking at?" Kwanda ran over to her, eyes wide in fear. "Mama, come quick, we got trouble." Kwanda half dragged her mother to the door. "Lord Almighty!" Mrs. Johnson cried. "The water's rising." Scott's face was pale. "It's risen an inch just since I've been standing here." Kwanda grasped his arm. "Oh, God, one of the levees must have broken. We've got to get out of here." "But it's already too high for the car," Scott protested. "Then we'll walk." Mrs. Johnson fell back. "Walk in that? I can't do it. I can't swim. I'll drown." Scott seemed to get a hold of his emotions. "Don't worry, Miss Johnson. Kay and I will help you." No, I'm not going." "Mama!" Kwanda screamed. "We're leaving now, goddammit!" She pulled her mother into the bedroom. "Get what you need. Your medicines, money, stuff like that. We can't carry much. Only the important stuff, okay?" Satisfied her mother understood, Kwanda left and gathered her own belongings from her room. Scott knelt and threw gear out of his duffel. "We'll put everything into this bag." "Good idea." Kwanda and Scott repacked the duffel, then moved to Mrs. Johnson's room and added her necessities. The trio stood in the living room, thinking about what else to bring. "Let's see." Scott counted his fingers. "Money, checkbooks, wallets, medicines, personal items, cell phones." "My Bible!" cried Mrs. Johnson. Kwanda dashed to retrieve it. As she returned, Scott was packing his iPod. Zipping up the bag, Scott looked Kwanda in the eye. "Okay," she said. "Let's go." The late afternoon sun was hazy behind the remaining clouds as the group set out. The thigh-high water was brown, with a slight smell of the sea. They could feel it push against them as they shuffled in the middle of what used to be the street and was now a canal. Scott and Kwanda were on either side of Mrs. Johnson, helping her along, the duffel slung against Scott's back. "Where do we go?" asked Scott. Kwanda tried to get her bearings. "Downtown's Highland. It's that-a-way," she pointed, and they moved off in that direction. The journey was a nightmare. New Orleans was not a level city, and as they walked on, the water's depth varied from knee-deep to up past their waists. They had to walk slowly and carefully so as not to trip over some unseen obstacle. The smell of the water changed, as sewers and underground tanks added their contents to the deluge. Mrs. Johnson wanted to stop and quit several times, but once the party caught up with the other refugees, she stopped complaining. They all sloshed towards what they hoped was the French Quarter and safety. Looting was widespread as victims sought food and criminals collected electronics. Mrs. Johnson was scared, and Kwanda was disgusted. Hopes rose as they came across an NOPD officer. To their astonishment, instead of stopping the looting, he was engaging in it. Scott looked over at his girlfriend, a sick expression on his face. "Kay, we're on our own."